lives. Each will make a better day, just you and me. Don't be so this matters about me as I take my time and sing reality. It ain't struggle, they hustle, they muscle. Why some people that they cannot ever move? All we need is a great nation, which is Biafra in our world today. All we need is to be free, freedom to enjoy our nationality. Waiting I see, now so me I used to talk them. Share as I talk them, now so you go understand them. Chibuwabiama is my backbone forever. If you like it, make it there, just not for the journal. We are friends. We are the one make a brighter day, so let's start giving. The choice we make it, we're serving our love. Issue will make a better day, just you and me. We are the one, we are our friends. We are the ones to make a better day, so let's start giving. The choice we make it, we're serving our love. Issue will make a better day, just you and me. We are the one, we are your friends. We are the one make a better day, so let's start giving. The choice we make it, we're serving our love. Issue will make a better day, just you and me. We are the one, we are your friends. We are the ones who make a better day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we'll make it. We're saving our lives. Each show will make a better day, just you and me. Saving up in Nigeria, we be your friend. And they carry our money at the area. Let no one know if we don't trouble. All I want to let them know is what's up. You got them it on our side. Everybody will want to try go come side. And that will send us to kill them leave us for water. Put up on our machine. I make it put our hands together so that we can fight them together. We are your friends. We are the one make a better day, so let's start giving. The choice we make it, we're serving our love. Issue we make a better day, just you and me. We are the one, we are your friends. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we'll make it. We're saving our lives. Each show will make a better day, just you and me. Don't be so this matters about me as I take my time and sing reality. It ain't struggle, they hustle, they muscle. Why some people that they cannot ever move? All we need is a great nation, which is Biafra in our world today. All we need is to be free, freedom to enjoy our nationality. Waiting I see, now so me I use it for them. Share as I talk them, now so you go understand them. Chibuwabiama is backbone forever. If you like it, make it there, just not for the journal. We are your friends. We are the one make a brighter day, so let's start giving. The choice we make it, we're serving our love. Issue will make a better day, just you and me. We are the one, we are your friends. We are the gonna tell you my story now, and that happened at Port Harcourt, you know. I got a city, a lovely place. Don't return Island to Johannesburg. I haven't got plenty money on me, but I was stranded in Port Harcourt, you know. If I happen to enter in a pump house about 20 girls around me, they say they like me, they love me, they love me, they love my beautiful voice. Listen to the song, only song can do. Listen to the song, only song can do. I get too many honeys and that's not what I'm looking for. I get too many lips and that's not what I'm looking for. All I want is not but better money for my family. I'm not here for a pleasure trip. I'm only here for a business trip. I'm gonna tell you my story now, and that happened at Port Harcourt, you know. A garden city, a lovely place.
The following are some of the songs composed by late Sir F.C. Onuoha during the Nigerian Biafran War from 1967 to 1970.
All right, there we go. I think we have the audio back. There we go. I think we have the audio back. And please confirm if I am coming out loud and clear. Confirm if I am coming out loud and clear. All right, I will take a quick break because there is something that we need to rectify. Unfortunately, there is something we need to rectify. I need to get on the screen. Very, very important. Please don't go away. We will be back right away. All right, welcome back. I think we are back again, and everything seems to be perfectly well. And of course, I would like to thank my brother who is assisting me this evening. As you know, what we don't do it alone, of course. It is a collaboration effort of many hands on deck that made it possible, of course, for this broadcast to come to you this evening. And of course, we are live, we are direct. Elohim, he is presiding over the affairs of his people. First of all, permit me to welcome you this evening. My name is Barrister Onuoha. And of course, for those who knows me, is Barrister Ikechukwu Onuoha JP. And this evening, of course, we will be doing the needful. We will be preaching this gospel the way it should be. Of course, first of all, before we do that, I need to say a word of prayer. Then after the word of prayer, I will be bringing in our finance team, Wanda Nenyaya, IPOB Worldwide Finance Head. She will be coming up this evening, of course, to do the needful. Now, this is the most important aspect of our struggle. For those of you who don't understand the need that finance has to be given a platform in order for this freedom fighting, in order for the struggle of ours to travel, we need to give finance a platform. What do I mean by that? Everything we do in IPOB costs money. Our leader is in incarceration. It costs money in order for him to go to hospital, in order for him to get lawyers, and I'm talking good lawyers who will represent him in the court of law. It costs monies. Most of our fallen heroes and their family, whom we are taking care of, it needs money. Therefore, anybody who is fighting the finance of IPOB, of course, you know that that person does not mean well for IPOB, because there is no freedom fighting outfit. There is no freedom fighting outfit, I repeat, that will make it without finance. Very, very important. And I want you to understand the reason why we make it our duty to ensure that the IPOB Finance Head Worldwide and her team are allowed and given a platform to do their duty, because it is a cooperation of different departments, and this is the only way we can restore Biafra. I thought I should just make this few comments. Then, of course, I will pray. Once again, permit me to welcome you. My name's Barrister Onuoha, and it is late night with Barrister Onuoha. And of course, my guest this evening, of course, is the finance team, IPOB finance team worldwide. They will be coming up shortly in order to speak to Biafrans. But before that, let us say a word of prayer. Father, we'll thank you this evening because it is the day thou God has made. We have come to worship you, Elohim, because we are your people that are called by your name. And Father, we are not giving up. We must continue until Biafra is restored. This is a promise, a covenant that you had with your son, our prophet, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Biafra will be restored in our own time. And this is what we are doing. Irrespective of all the challenges that we are facing, we believe that because you have said it, it shall come to pass. Father, we pray for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We know that it will not take long. He will be released. He will rejoin us, irrespective all the powers, irrespective all the plans of the enemy to ensure that he never comes out. But Father, we trust you will believe in your word because you called him, and you will ensure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out and finish this work, this great task that you have bestowed on his shoulder. We thank you, Father. We give you all the praise that your name and your name alone be glorified. In the name of Kabiaba. Ise. Once again, permit me to welcome you. My name's Barrister Onuoha, and it is late night with Barrister Onuoha here on Biafra Radio. Biafra Radio is the only place we speak the truth. Ayanaga Kono na Biafra Radio. In Biafra Radio, we don't gossip. We focus on the most important things, the fundamental things, which is the freedom of Biafran people. That is all we do here on Biafra Radio. Trust me when I tell you, there is no time talk about things that does not benefit our people. And this evening, we will be speaking on a very important matter, finance. Let me repeat again in case you did not hear me very well. We will be speaking on finance. And somebody will ask me, but why finance? Yes, of course, finance, because this is the wheels that this freedom, that this struggle ride on. Finance. Without finance, you need to understand that absolutely nothing can be done. And this is why our enemies always attack our finances, because they understand if they stifle us out of fund, we will not be able to perform. But we thank Elohim, we thank Chukwoki Kabiama, because irrespective of all the attack of the enemy, IPOB is still wasting strong. And you see this IPOB, we will hold it together until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, and he will find IPOB exactly the way he left it. And that I can assure you. All right. Welcome once again. If you are joining me, I want you to share this broadcast. And in case if you are wondering, where do I listen to? We are in all platforms. You can find us on Biafra Radio. You can find us on our YouTube platform. You can also find us on Alpha Power Media. We are everywhere. I say hashtag, we are everywhere. And in case if you don't have Biafra radio app on your phone, run. What are you waiting for? Go and download Biafra radio app. It is very simple. Just go to the App Store and type Biafra radio. And of course, you will be joining us this evening to listen. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do that. It is Biafra radio. And this is where we worship.
All of you who are ordained, all of you who are destined to perform wonders, I welcome all of you. Now, I will present you to Chukwukika Biama in heaven. Therefore, our Father who resided in heavens above, looking down upon the pain and the suffering of your children, as was foretold by those who have gone before us, that a day will come when the world will gang up, when all the children of darkness will congregate to prevail against your children. That time is now. We are in pain. We are in so much suffering that man cannot begin to comprehend it. We ask for your mercy. We ask for you to come and present and provide a way where there is none. We ask you, Chukwukika Biama, if we came amara n'ime ndụ ụmụ gị niile ndị IPOB n'ebe niile dị iche iche ruo ebe niile ụwa sọtụrụ ka ịdị mma gị na ebere gị biko gbaso ha ụbọchị ile nke ndụ ha. Ọkwa asụsụ eluigwe. We call upon you this evening. The vultures are congregating. The saboteurs are rising up. We are beginning to identify them. And we are dealing with them. We ask you to give us the strength. We ask you for courage. We ask you for every ounce of determination and resoluteness. Make us as hard as steel, as only you can do. Baptize us in your word, in your knowledge, in your truthfulness, and in your...
All right, welcome back once again. It is still Biafra Radio, and this is where we worship. I welcome you once again. My name is Barrister Onuoha, and it is late night with Barrister Onuoha. And of course, my guest this night, is no other but IPOB finance team worldwide. This finance team has gone through a lot, I can tell you. This finance team has gone through a lot, and yet they are still standing. And this is how you know the hardcore. And of course, I have Wanda Nenyanya on the line joining me this evening. I will bring her in so that she can introduce the team. Wanda, can you hear me? Good evening from here.
Yes, good evening. Am I coming out clear?
Loud and clear, and humanity is listening. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm waiting for Nelson. I think there is a network problem. He will join us very soon.
All right, soon. Go ahead until he joins us.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Good evening, Biafrans, IPOB family members around the world, friends of Biafra, lovers of freedom, all our well-wishers. I welcome you all tonight to this live broadcast. Today, the 31st of July, 2023, and the Monday. My name is Mrs. Nenayanya. By the special grace of Chukwukika Biama, I am the head of IPOB Finance worldwide. While I'm waiting for my colleague to come, I want to thank everybody for coming in to listen to us this evening. Join our Biafran radio, share it. We are on YouTube, we are on Twitter, we are Alpha Media, everywhere. Bring in your friends, invite them, share the link to them so that we join to know the truth. Here, we don't gossip. We don't gossip at all. Oh, good. Ifeoma is here. Now I'll allow Ifeoma to introduce herself. Ifeoma, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good morning, dear friends. My name is Ifeoma Linda Chenwoba, and I'm speaking to you from Melbourne City, Australia. I am the finance, in charge of different continents. That is the Middle East, Scandinavia, the North America. And as I'm talking to you, I just finished working. I'm still in the work environment. So it is morning here, Tuesday morning. Thank you very much. I'll be back again.
No.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? All right.
I'm back again.
Yes, please
I'm
go
back
ahead.
again, right? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I want to commend all those that are steadfast in this our quest for freedom. Those that have remained focused, those that have followed the guidelines, the rules and regulations, which is our code of conduct. Because even in our working place, we have rules that we abide by. It can be your condition of service, it can be different things depending on the organization. But for us in IPOB, what we have that we follow is the IPOB Code of Conduct. It's very, very important. So I commend every one of us that have abided by these rules. Irrespective of what is going on, you remain focused. I commend every one of us, I must say. It's very important. I also commend those that are making their payments, those that are paying their monthly dues, and those that are also paying for our legal fees, their contributions, both for our leader and for our lawyers and all our people that are also back in Biafra lands. I commend every one of us. And also, I want to remind us of one thing. It's one thing to make your contribution, it's another thing to pay it into the right account, approved by our leader, which I announced. Because if you make your payment and you don't pay to the correct account, then it means you are not paying. It means you are not with us. So I will encourage every one of us to make sure that we make our payments to the correct account. I'll wait now and allow Nelson to introduce himself, and then I will come back again. Nelson, over to you, please. The floor is here.
Oh, thank you, and I hope I'm coming out. Am I?
Mazi, go
Yes,
ahead.
sure.
You are coming out loud and clear. The whole world is listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Son of God. Wachineke.
There
May Chukwukikabiyama continuously bless you, energize you, strengthen you, and direct your path. Good evening, Biafrans worldwide. Where I am is evening. Those that are a morning hour, different time zone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to everybody. My name is Nelson Yagazie. By the grace of God, I serve the people of Biafra in the capacity of Secretary of Finance, IPOB Worldwide. By assignment, I oversee finance matters in Asia and in Africa, with the exception of Biafra land, where the head of finance is directly in charge. Also, Suriname and some other countries in South America. That one I'll be standing by until I'm called back. That one, Biafra.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, let me go on to say what I want to say. I remember in the last broadcast on the 23rd of July, when we launched our Biafran radio approved by our leader. I did say that I'll be coming to this radio to make any financial announcement, or if there's any new development with regards to finance department, that I will be coming with my team on this program, this Biafra radio. And that's exactly the way it's going to be. That's why we are here today, and I commend my colleagues that were able to make it today. Like I said earlier, making your payments and paying it to the correct accounts are two different things. If you pay and you pay to a wrong account, it means we cannot account for it. It's very important. Make sure you make your payment to the accounts that I announce on air, accounts approved by our leader. If you pay to another account, then it means we cannot account for your money. It's very important. Now, why is it important? I want to read the code of conduct, because everything we do here in finance department, we abide by the rules and regulations that governs this noble family. Now we go to section 3, subsection A, finance. Number 7, it states, all IPOB financial transactions, be it in form of monthly donations, levies, or fundraising, shall, after gathering of such funds, be handed over to the appropriate financial officer, to wit, financial secretary or treasurer, who, after taking proper record of the funds raised, shall remit same into official IPOB general account as provided by the head of finance to all family units. As provided by the head of finance to all family units. It's very important. So any account that I announce, that is where you pay in your funds. It goes on again on paragraph 8, it states, for clarity, no principal officer from the unit's coordinator to the continental representatives other than financial officers shall have anything to do with collection of funds. Some coordinators are going about collecting funds, which is against the rules and regulations of this great movement. Desist from this place. Allow the finance department to do their work, because everybody, there's division of labor. You have your own section where you concentrate, and then it's good to allow others to also carry out their work effectively. Now, for those, for example, we have an account in South Africa, they call it welfare account. I have announced it on air several times that this account is illegal and must be shut down because it's not approved. We have an account that was approved since September 2019, which we have been using. Endeavor to pay your money into this very account, because I also have a view access into that account. Pay in your money and everything will be accounted for. But this welfare account, if you have been paying money there, then we cannot account for it. And whoever that opened that account and those that are paying money to that account, you will be answerable when the time comes. You will be answerable when the time comes. So I hope you know what you are doing. But if you know you are with us and you follow the rules, then you pay to the correct account. Number 2, there is also an account in Australia that they open. That account is also illegal. Do not pay your money into that account, because we cannot be held responsible for what happened to that account. Rather, you and those that open the account will be accountable for what happened to the funds paid into the Australia account. The same goes to the one they open in Germany. They say it's an international account. We do not have any international account in Germany. I repeat, We do not have any IPOB international account in Germany anymore. The one that we had shut down. So this one they open is illegal and must be shut down. If you pay your money into that account, we cannot be held responsible. Rather, those that open the account, then you have to go to them to let them tell you what happened to your money. Nobody can hold us responsible for that because that account is illegal, not approved by our leader, and I did not announce it on air. I've just read the section on finance here. So you abide by the rules. It's very, very important. And when people pay, endeavor to give them receipts. It's very, very important because that is their own evidence. And make sure you give them IPOB approved receipts. I see some people are printing receipts left and right, issuing to people. This is not correct. Use the IPOB approved receipt, approved by our leader and the finance department, gave it out to coordinators. Make sure you issue people with those receipts. Any other receipt is illegal. It's not acceptable. There's something I want to make clear to some of us. They think that every time I come on air, the finance department will be talking about receipts. We have sample of all the receipts approved. And on each of these samples, we have a copy of it. So when the time comes, you are being issued with different receipts, it will not be acceptable. It will not be in our archives that this is a receipt approved. That is why it is very, very important to make sure that any receipt issued to you by the your financial officer, that is the correct receipt, because I have sample of all the receipts approved by our leader. I say I have sample of all of them for every continent, every country, be it in Germany, be it in anywhere we have it. So if you are still having the old ones or you are using the one that is not approved, then know that in future your receipt will not be recognized, because all these things, we cannot be working this hard in Biafra restoration for people to come at the end of the day and give us what we did not bargain for. No. That is why it's very, very important. Make sure that the receipt they are giving you is the approved receipt. Very, very important. And make sure that when you pay, that your name is on the register. Because at the end of the day, that is where we can use to trace you that, yes, indeed, you were one of us. But if you just pay and your name is not in our register, we cannot identify with you in future. What I'm saying is for future purpose. Maybe one day your children might, when we restore Biafra, your children might come up and see certain things and the name of their mom or their dad is not there. That's it. So don't take it very lightly. That's why I keep saying it every time I come on air. Very, very important. Number one, make sure you pay your money to the correct account. Number two, make sure that receipt is being issued to you. Number three, make sure that your name is in our register. Very, very important. I have my own receipt. My name is in the register. That's why I'm saying this. And I have a file for all my receipts. So that's why you see some people will just be paying money anyhow. Somebody will give account, they pay money, you don't have receipt. I mean, it is not for your own advantage. In future, it's very important. I'll stop so far and allow my colleagues to say something. Next, informer, anyone of you. Next, over to you.
Okay, no. Dear friends, good evening once again. And head of finance, may God in heaven continually be with you, strengthening you. It's not easy overseeing finance is a very big assignment and quite demanding. I understand, because any little mistake and uh, yeah, people will be demanding for your hair to be cut off and your name will be messed up. I hope I'm coming out.
Mazi, go ahead. You are coming out loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Dear friends, good evening once again. My name is Nelson Gagazi, Secretary of Finance at IPOB Worldwide. Head of Finance, actually, I've finished all the talk. I do not have much again to say, but just to remind us why we are in the struggle. We're in the struggle for freedom. We're not in the struggle for show. We're in the struggle for freedom. And freedom is quite costly to the extent it costs human life certain times. If freedom was free, if it was so cheap, God wouldn't have to send his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, to come and die for us. So people have been paying with their life in this very struggle. Some people, theirs is to make financial payment. However, some other people are making the supreme sacrifice, paying with their life. And then when you consider the people that have paid with their life, when you consider the people that pay with their life, and then you compare it with money that have to leave your pocket, and then you know that the two are incomparable. So why is it difficult for us to spend money? It's even harder for us to sacrifice our life. Yet there are people that have sacrificed their life. And now these people that have sacrificed their life, if Biafra comes tomorrow, they wouldn't even have the privilege of enjoying that thing they died for. But they died that you and I might be free. This is fact. And then you consider a leader that has lost his parent and his own life is at stake, being held in solitary confinement. All these sacrifices are for you and I. As I always say, it is noteworthy that people that have been consistent with their payment, fulfilling their financial obligations, they have done marvelously well. They are doing marvelously well. But then, if Biafra hasn't come, we haven't done anything. If we stop halfway and Biafra doesn't come, then we haven't done anything. Our leader, while he was out here with us, set up the Department of Finance. He did this in 2014 after Ebera Nibogo, Ikechukwu Inyago, and their crew messed up. Our leader instituted this Department of Finance, and from inception, appointed our dear sister, Lady Lenianya, to head that department. And she has been heading this department since then. There hasn't been any change. If our leader wasn't satisfied with the work she's doing, our leader would have changed her. There have been changes in several key positions in this struggle. There have been changes. But there has not been any change in finance department. That's one thing. Integrity. Integrity. You don't want to tell me that if the head of finance is unscrupulous in her conduct, that our leader will allow her to stay this length of time. Or any other person in finance department worldwide. our leader would have taken the person out. I don't want to talk about myself or a former. The uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. So every arrow points at the head of finance. So that's why I just have to single out. If it is such that she is without integrity, she's found one thing, one way or the other, our leader wouldn't have kept her till this moment. And it's very clear, our leader's order and desires on things relating to finance. When he made the broadcast saying any account that our dear sister Lady Nenia has no access to, that he doesn't trust it. When he said that our sister Lady Nenia is the all and all in finance, she has the last say. What she says holds as far as finance is concerned. It speaks of integrity, it speaks of trust. And I often refer people to what happened the first time our leader was illegally incarcerated from 2015 to April 2017. We had some challenges similar to what we're having today. And we saw how it panned out. And the same innuendo, the same slander that we had then is what we're having now. I always appeal to people to learn from the past. Learn from past incidents. Any account that is not advanced by the head of finance, know it that it is illegal as far as the struggle and our leader is concerned. This is not me saying it. This is me quoting our leader, reminding you of what our leader said. So hey, don't even have issue with me. If you're gonna have issue with me, have issue first with our leader. I'm just reminding you of his word. And if you say you're loyal to him, then you have to be obedient to his word. Jesus speaking said, if you love me, then you will keep my commandments. If you love me, you keep my commandments. And he said, if you continue to be in my word, to keep my word, then truly ye are my followers. Ye are my disciples. So if we claim to be followers of Mazin and Dekana, if we claim to love him, if we claim to be his disciples, of what our leader said, some go by the name Mazin and Dekana's disciples. Beautiful. But if we truly claim to be his disciple or his followers, as some other people prefer, or to love him, some say they are in his back, some in the front, some on his shoulder, everywhere. If we claim all these things, then it behoves on us to keep his word. Yes, that is what it means to be loyal to someone. You don't claim to be loyal to someone or to love someone, and then you disregard that person's directives. No, you are not loyal. Why are we saying all these things? Without finance, you can't successfully run a movement as we are doing. Even in the churches, finance is needed. But without finance is a very vital aspect of whatever movement, organization, or anything anybody's doing. because you can't achieve anything without finance. So I appeal to everybody to be conscious of their actions, of their decisions. As the head of Department of Finance said, whatever you do, you'll be responsible for it when time comes. Yeah, you will be responsible for it when the time comes. That's it. If you didn't follow the instructions coming from the head of finance, as our leader instructed us to do, then when the time comes, you will be responsible for your own actions. That's it. Just before I came on this broadcast, I was talking with someone and I said, see, you just have to face your own decisions. You be responsible for your actions. Whatever we do, you be responsible for it. Whatever I do, I am responsible for what I do. Another person will not be responsible for my own actions. Therefore, the finance department cannot be responsible for whatever decision you take today on finances. Whatever you send your money, it is you. It is you. But one thing is certain, this struggle will continue to run. It has been running. Those that are saying, oh, they starved them of phone, this is that, they finished Nenia. I don't know what Nenia did, though. It used to surprise me. I don't even know if it is our common enemy, the Nigerian government, and its agents that we are fighting, or if we are fighting ourselves. I don't know whether Nenia has become the president of Nigeria that is holding a leader and stopping Biafra from being free. I don't know. But I'm just considering naming, if I have a daughter, I might just considering naming the person Nenia because it seems the name Nenia is powerful and sweet to many people's ear and mouth. So the way people take time, Nenia, I just wonder if actually she has become our problem. She has become our enemy. Instead of our sworn enemy that is punishing every one of us, that is killing us, subjugating us, holding our leader in solitary confinement. And we live the right fight we have to fight one another. But it's fine. If that's how you see it, if that's your own impression of freedom fighting, it's okay. But our leader said he needs 100 men. It might look funny, but as day goes by, I begin to get the revelational knowledge, the rema in his speech. Many are called, but few are chosen. It's okay you do whatever you do. It's you. It's you. But be rest assured, you will not stop the coming of Biafra. You will not. You have not stopped this struggle from running. It's still running. You send money to the right account, you don't. It's your business. Some say they are holding their money back. It's your business. You know, the other time we had meeting with SADC countries and these matter issues, this is that, and they say, blah, blah, blah. These other people came to us, they say this, now you people will come. All those stuff. And I said, see, whatsoever decision you take, is you. I won't be part of anybody trying to kind of convince you to do the right thing, to send the money to the right place. So you will not think we have interest in your money. But I will just remind you of our leader's instructions and then the code of conduct. And I will also remind you of past experience. Then I leave you with your choice. God said he set before you life and death. It's your choice, the one you choose. It's your choice, the one you take. I present it this way. So I wouldn't come to worry somebody so much. So you will not think that there is a special interest in whatever amount you think you're contributing. Is valuable, very, very valuable. But then I also want you to understand that with or without it, Biafra will come. That's that. With or without it, Biafra will come. To those that have been faithful in fulfilling their financial obligations, kudos. You have my respect, you have my salute. And I plead with you, keep it up. At the end, you will be so happy, so joyous that you did. Yes, it's sacrifice you've been making. It's not easy for a black man to let go of his hard-earned money. I understand. So anybody that has been faithful so far, indeed you are called. You are called to this race, this fight, this battle of setting the people of God, the Biafrans free, and liberating black nation all over the world, the black race all over the world. But Biafra is a beacon of hope. Biafra bears the torch for black civilization. To those, I say they are keeping their money fine, I leave you with your decision. To those that are sending their money to wrong places, fine, I leave you with your decision. But over time, we do come online to remind you of things. The instructions of our leader and the code of conduct, and the head of finance just read out the code of conduct once again. The other time, I think, Utijo Jume, I think he's one that played some repeated broadcasts of our leader in the past concerning finance and the head of finance. Our job is to remind you and to direct you aright. We can't force you to do anything. But we can force, how do you say it? We can force a horse to the water, to the river. You can't force it to drink water. So at the end, it boils down to your own decision. But we'll present you with facts and with the instructions of our leader and the code of conduct and realities. That's our job. There won't be a friends. I'll be stopping here. I've taken too long of your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Salute to you.
Thank you. Informer, please, over to you.
Okay. Good morning, my brother Ike.
I wanted to ask you, Miji or Jagebia, but I don't know. That is it. You've had a long day, so
No.
I don't want to bother you at all.
This is
Next time.
Please go ahead.
I just closed from work now,
I
and the next
understand.
time I will
I
organize for
understand,
that.
my dear. Please go ahead.
As I commute from work to home, I am extending my greetings to all Biafrans all over the world. Disregard the noise. I'm in the train.
It's okay.
Okay, so it is me, former Linda Chonga, a finance IPOB finance member, and I'm here to encourage our people worldwide to be resolute, remain steadfast, never give up. Don't forget that our leader is still in dungeon, DSS dungeon. And to those who are making contributions to the right account, thank you very much. We highly appreciate that. And to those who do not make the payment for some reasons best known to them, you have to sit up. Because I would like to remind us about what our leader said. So if you love him, keep his own commandments. Most of us will never agree that they have deviated from the actual movement. Going down. But I am here to encourage them to continue in the right path, because it is good to end what you have started in a good track, so that at the end of the day, you will be counted as one of those who actually, help towards the restoration of our sovereign state of Biafra. Our leader said that he will never disappoint us, that we are the one who will disappoint him. And the question that I'm asking now is, are you one of those people who is planning or who have already planned to disappoint him? Some of us think within their mind that our leader will not be released at all. As in their own, deep down in their mind, they believe that he can never be out. How will your face look like, or how will your conscience be when you finally see him released? Because he will be out. He will definitely be out. So in case if you think that he will not be released, then you are making a very big mistake. Is the path that you are taking, is that the right path? Are you still doing what he instructed us to do? Or are you feeling guilty as I speak to you now? If you are one of those who feel guilty, then sit up, do the right thing. Do you still abide by the rules of the finance departments? Do you still make the payment to the appropriate accounts? Are you one of those people making payment in the wrong account and you know fully well that that account is wrong and you keep on doing that? How do you feel after listening to me tonight? Does that make sense to you? What account will you give to director if he finally comes out? Do you think you'll be proud to talk to him, to say that yes, you did well? Let us leave the whole answer to be answered by your own conscience. Self-determination is an inalienable right of the people. We are here to make sure that Biafra is restored. And if you are working and doing everything in the right path, then you are one of us. By the right path, you know exactly what we are talking about. Have you deviated from what our leader Nnamdi Kanu has put in place for us to follow? If the answer is yes, then you have gone astray. Why don't you return back and correct the errors yourself? IPOB is like an iroko tree that can never be cut down. It's just like a tree that you plant. Sometimes wind can come and take off the dry ones, but the tree continues to grow. That is just it. Some people call it virus. You can call it whatever you call it, but it can never die. No matter how the wind blows, it doesn't fall an iroko tree. So you have to continue to make your payments at the right account, no matter the country where you are. I would like to stop here. Otherwise, I would have, if I had my flute, I would have entertained our people as they listen.
So, Badiki, next time we will do that.
They will.
They will watch it.
Thank you very much, you and Nelson. Just to add to what you people have said, I see it this way. If you have been on the right path and suddenly you deviate, start going back, think about it. Why did you join in the first place? How do you think your name will be? How do you think you'll be remembered in history? How? That's why it is important. We are here as an individual. You took the oath yourself. You didn't take it for anybody. whatever consequences, whatever thing you do, you are on your own. You are answerable to it. All those that are not paying to the correct account, let me put it this way. Those that are paying to the correct accounts, we have your names, in case you don't know. Those that have been paying to the correct accounts within this space that our leader is in DSS, we have your names. So you cannot say, yes, you were paying. There is no proof. Those countries that are paying or individuals that are paying into a different account that is not approved, we don't have your names because you did not obey the instructions. You did not follow the code of conduct. It means you are just out. And that gap where you could not explain yourself, you will be the one that will be answerable to that gap that you left. You started well, you come in between, you slack, you withdraw. At the end, do you think that gap that you left will be covered because you came back to do the right thing? No, it is still there, hanging. Think about that. It's very, very important. Everything is well detailed and documented. We have it. Those of them that in Africa or Asia, where Nelson and Informa are in charge of, we have names of countries that have not paid to the correct account for the past 2 years. The same applies with those of us in America or Australia or in Europe. We have them. And that gap you left is still there for you. Nobody is going to fill it up for you. You have to fill it up. Then how do you do that? Think about it. It's very, very important. It's something that you cannot escape, even our conscience. So I encourage all those of us that have been paying, I commend every one of us. Chukwuabiama will bless every one of us. Because you are the people that really want our leader out. You are the people that want our people that are back home, that we are helping, that the assignment that we use that money for. You are the ones that are actually doing this. But those of them that have decided to give this gap, the gap is there for you. As simple as that. I commend every one of us. Very soon I'll be coming on air with my team. We are going to call out the names of those countries or zones or states like they have in USA that are paying to the correct accounts. We are compiling it, we will update it, and I will call the names of those states that pays to the correct account. If you don't hear your name, then it means you are paying into an illegal account which you yourself are answerable to, not the finance department. We have it. We are compiling it. And as soon as it's up to date, we will take it country by country and this. And for some countries, for example, here in Germany, we have those that are loyal, those that are with us are there, they are paying to the correct account. The same thing in the United Kingdom, not all of them. We have few that are with us that pay to the correct accounts. We have them also in USA, not all of them. We have them in Italy and in South Africa. And another encouraging thing is that some are now realizing that, yes, this is the right place that they have to pay. So I encourage all of us to be bold enough to do the right thing. Pay to the correct account, be part of this great movement, be part of this humanitarian work that we are all doing. Because what we are doing here is humanity, to serve humanity. When people are free, then they are happy. You free, I free, those of us back home, everybody will be free. Remember our leader in your prayers, the chosen one. He said he will not disappoint us, just like my colleague said before. And we are the ones that will disappoint him. Now ask yourself, are you one of them? Are you amongst those that have already disappointed our leader, the supreme leader? Oh, yes, you are with him. Yeah, it's good. We do demonstration, you wear their fan t-shirt, but it doesn't end there. It means contributions to do the right thing. I commend every one of us. Remember our leader in your prayers, his family, those that are still in prison, so that they will be released. And for those that are dedicated in this, those that have the calling, I commend every one of us. It's not easy, but we have no other choice. We must complete this unfinished business. And with you and me, we give our leader the support. That support is very important. We give it to him by doing the right thing, by following the code of conduct, by making your payment. Remain focused. Do not allow yourself to be distracted. There's so much distraction moving around. Don't be part of it. Remain on your lane. That's what I have to say. I just allow my colleague to, round up to know what they have to say. Then we'll call it a day.
By all means, go ahead, please.
Nelson, yeah, okay. Nelson, can you give Biafrans, please, your final closing?
Yeah, and the one, Biafrans, once again, I've said all I have to say, and everything has been said. I just want to appreciate everyone that is committed to the struggle once again. My humble salute, and may God in heaven, that we all serve, whom our leader holds so dearly, may he continually strengthen you, energize you, sustain you, and bless you. Thereon.
Thank you very much. Ndewo. All right, there you have it. And of course, it is from IPOB Finance Team Worldwide. Of course, led by our able and gullible Wada Nenianya. She is the one leading this pack of our finance team. And I must tell you, it is not a job that she started today. It's something she's been doing for years and years, I can tell you right now. And that tells you all you need to know. All right, I'm trying to see if my mic is coming out. All right, I can see it is coming out indeed. All right, we are progressing, of course. I want to use this last minute that I have to do something very important. I want to talk about on a very important issue. I'm gonna tell you because I'm beginning to realize that what is happening right now in this struggle is the fact that some people are ignorant of what is happening. And I believe that we in the media, it is our duty, it is our responsibility, of course, to enlighten our people and, of course, educate our people. Very, very important because I believe that people do what they do. Of course, not everybody, but some people do what they do out of ignorance. And then, of course, first thing you do is to educate them. Try to see if you can impart the knowledge, into people. And thereafter, if people continue or persist doing what they're doing, then you understand that, of course, they're doing it intentionally. So, what do I want to do this evening? I want to talk about some legal matters. I want to touch on legal matters. Very, very important that we understand the role of legal practitioner when it comes in relation to their clients. Very, very important. People do not understand, what lawyers go through. And I'm talking about genuine lawyers. People don't understand that being a lawyer is like being under oath. People don't understand the fiduciary duty of an attorney when it comes to his client. And this is what I'm about to break down to you this night. Very, very important for you to understand that. And I believe I'm in a better position to do that because this is my profession. I went through school. I was taught about the ethics of legal practitioner. Very, very important. And by the time I am done imparting this knowledge into you, you will understand that Aloy Ejimako is doing absolutely what he is expected to do. Not just only by our leader Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, but by the profession that he has sworn an oath. Lawyers takes an oath, if you don't know what I mean. Now, when I say that lawyer takes oath, that is why it is called ethics of legal practitioner. It's more like an oath to say, this is what you do as a lawyer. This is what you are not allowed to do. This is the relationship between you and your clients. Everything is documented. Some people don't understand the dilemma even Aloy Ejimako found himself in, because he has to do things not because he wants to do it or he doesn't want to do it. He has to follow a certain pattern. He has to follow the code of ethics of legal practitioner. People don't understand that there are things that Aloy Ejimako will do. It is not just only his client Mazin Nnamdi Kanu that will take a legal action against him, but the legal practitioner, the MBA, the Nigerian Bar Association, even probably will struck him off the roll. So he is doing what he is doing because he has contracted himself with our leader Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, and he has to follow a certain pattern to do whatever it is that he's doing. So whatever it is happening now, I see it as a misunderstanding, because how would you understand what Aloy Ejimako is doing if you don't understand the code of ethics of the legal practitioner? You need to understand that first. Then if you understand the fiduciary duty of a legal practitioner in line or in relation with his client, your eyes will open. You will understand that everything Barrister Aloy Ejimako have done so far is solely in terms of his profession. And this is what I'm about to tell you this evening. And I'm going to try as much as I can to limit it because of our time this evening. But before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about IPOB finance, of course, for you to understand the importance of finance in what we are doing. Without finance, we cannot go far. When the enemy wants to attack IPOB, why do you think that the first place they go to is the finance? Why do you think so? Because they know if they stifle you out of fund, you cannot operate. There are things we need to do in the struggle, and we cannot do it if we don't have the finance. We need to take care of our people. There are people who need help. I'm talking financial help. Those who have paid the ultimate price in the struggle. They have kids, they have family. Somebody need to take care of them. We have our ESN that has worked tirelessly to ensure that Biafra land is calm, that our bushes is safe, is kept safe. And most of you know a few years back when the Fulani herdsmen will go into our bushes, rape our women, Their cow will destroy the food crops. Nobody is going to farm anymore in Biafra land. People are scared to go into the bush. It was because of this contribution that the people of IPOB were making that we were able to sustain ESN. But the enemy saw that we are making inroads. Enemy saw that we are making impact. So what did they do? They attack IPOB finance. People don't understand when we talk about attacking IPOB finance. You probably will ask me, what do you mean? To attack IPOB finance is very simple. They begin to open different accounts. They begin to discourage people. They begin to tell them, no, the finance head is eating your money. Don't put money in the account that Mazen Namdekano has authorized. No, put it in the welfare account. People begin to create accounts. Everybody is now a finance officer in IPOB. Everybody. Most of the coordinators, their job now is to open accounts. They don't focus anymore coordinating the unit that was given under to them. But what do? Open an account, they call it a welfare account. And they will encourage their people and say, no, don't pay into that account. Why don't they nyanya with the money? What a lie from the pit of hell, deceiving our people. No, pay it into the welfare account. And you never ask yourself, that welfare account that I'm paying the money, who is having access to that account? You don't even know who is having access to that account. What becomes of that money that you are paying into the wrong account? The smart thing to do, dear friends, and I want you to listen to me. The smart thing to do is this. You see, that account that our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have ordained, let me put it that way, all these years and said, this is where you pay in your money. And any account that Wadane Nyanya does not have access to, any account that she cannot view, that account cannot stand. If you are smart enough, what would you do? You will continue paying into that account. They keep telling you lies. Nyanya is eating the money. Finance team is eating the money. Fair enough. Let them continue eating the money until our leader comes out. Then our leader will tell us who is eating money and who is not eating money. Because as it stands now, everybody's a suspect. So the best thing to do is to keep to the status quo, the way it was, the way Onyedu Mazen Nnamdi Kanu established it. Now, what do you think that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will do when he comes out from incarceration? No, just tell me. Do you think that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will come and shake you? We opened another account because Mazen Nyanya is eating the money. Finance team is eating the money. So we open finance welfare account. We open this one. We open that one. And then Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will shake your hand and say, well done. Do you really think that? I don't know. Sometimes our people, we need to sit back and reason. We need to sit back and think because we are human. We have conscience. We are human. Even though you are being led, even though somebody is telling you to do stuff, you need to think. People do call the Radio Biafra those days when our leader preaches on Radio Biafra and ask him tough questions because sometimes they might not believe in what he's saying and they will come with their own opinion. They will even argue with our leader on air until our leader clarifies. That is the nature of human. You don't believe everything. Sometimes you think about things you hear. You sanitize the things you hear. You digest the things you hear and tell yourself, which is which? Which will I follow? Somebody told you the account that you have been paying money into for years. I'm talking way back, as far back as 2013. You've been paying money into this particular account. And then suddenly, somebody comes and tell you, no, don't pay money into this account because whoever is eating the money. And then you accept, you believe. And you are telling me that when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu comes out from incarceration, he is going to agree with you. He is going to shake your hands and tell you, no, you did well. by opening numerous accounts, by closing down the account that he has authorized. And funny enough, up until today, as I'm talking to you right now, the time here, of course, is standing around 10:30 or thereabout here in Johannesburg. Of course, it should be around 9:30 something p.m. in Biafra land. Nwadan Nyanya is still the finance head, IPOB worldwide. Haven't you asked yourself, so how come they have not wrote a memo and said that Nwadan Nyanya is no longer the finance head? Because they cannot. They know that the status quo must stand. They know that Onyendu will never approve of that. If there's anybody who will remove Nwadan Nyanya, it's Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. So why don't we wait? Let him come out and make his decision. Are we now making decision for Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu? Are we changing the things that he has put in place? Because we think it's supposed to be this way. Because now we believe that Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu made a mistake in the thing that he instituted. Biafrans, I would like us to sit back and think. There is something that Elohim gives to each and every one of us, and that is common sense. There is something that Chukwoki Kamiama blessed all Biafrans with, and that is common sense. Ogugurishi. Sometimes it's easy to go on Facebook and begin to, shout, abuse people. God punish you. Come on, you didn't know why you're. Sometimes you sit back and think, because that's what makes us human. The ability to think, ability to digest things, ability to sit back and ask yourself questions. If indeed so, Nwadan Nyanya is all this evil as they painted her to be, how come she's still the finance head? As I'm talking to you right now, she has not been removed. Doesn't that tells you all you need to know? In summary, on the issue of finance, I want to say to you, Biafrans, let the status quo remain. Let the status quo remain. This is not the first time Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu has been incarcerated. And if there is anything Nnamdi Kanu hates, it is changing the things that he have instituted. It is tampering with the things he has instituted without his consent. He hates it with passion. And I'm saying this because I've been close to Nnamdi Kanu for years. You might not believe me. You might not take my word for it. You know what I used to tell people who calls me and begin to tell me a lot of stories? I say, you know what? When I get the number, let's keep this our friendship the way it is. May we hear him until Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu apụta. Ya gwazie onye na-emete ya na onye anaghị emete ya. Don't tell me that the man like emete. I probably will not tell you in emete. But like I said, we all have our conscience. Let your conscience advise you. When you go to sleep tonight, let your conscience advise you. Most of us have started paying into false accounts. The question is, where is the money? Who is accounting for it? And what will Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu say when he comes out from incarceration tomorrow? My name's Barrister Onuoha, and this is Late Night, of course, with me. And of course, this is the only place we speak the truth. I'm talking about Biafra Radio, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. We want to change the narrative because this radio has to be hallowed. This radio has to be a platform where indeed we worship Elohim. It should not be a platform where we insult each other. It should not be a platform where we say things that are out of, like we are not the same people. It is a platform we speak only but the truth. All right, we must continue. And because of time, I need to, should I call it a lecture? I don't know. But let me call it a lecture anyway. Legal Lesson 101. And I believe I'm in a better position to talk about anything legal because I am a barrister by the grace of Chukwoki Kabiama. And the reason why I want to talk about this legal issue is to educate you this night so that you can understand the fiduciary duty between a legal practitioner and his client. You don't understand. Once you are arrested, once you are somehow kidnapped, let me put it that way, once you are incarcerated and you are in jail and you are, in out of communicado, the only friend you have is your lawyer. The only sister you have is your lawyer. The only brother you have is your lawyer. The only friend you have is your lawyer. How many of you have, seen Mazen Nnamdi Kanu ever since his incarceration? Almost none of you. But his lawyer sees him. Doesn't that tell you all you need to know? Because that is just the way it is. That is just the way it is. The only friend Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has now is his lawyer. People don't get it. The only friend Onyendu, the only brother, sister, father, mother Onyendu has now is his legal practitioner. It's just the way it is. Because when you are incarcerated, your constitutional right allows you to be in contact only with your lawyer. Of course, families and friends can visit you if allowed. And that is why, of course, some of our leaders' siblings are able to visit him as well. But the person who visits him all the time is his lawyer, because that's what the law says. Do you know why his lawyer visits him? To take instruction. The lawyer of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu visits him in order to take instruction. He does not go there to go and, chat with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, have fun, shout or whatever. No, he goes there to fulfill his fiduciary duty. He goes there to fulfill his judicial mandate, and that too is interact with his client and at the same time take instruction. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu wants to send a message to his own sibling when they are not visiting him, he has to send that message via a lawyer. It's just the way it is. You cannot change it. You can shout on a lawyer, you might call all you want. You can call him all the names in this world. This week, Thursday, he is going to see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu again because only him can. It's just the way it is. I cannot. You cannot. If you like, have all the millions in this world, you cannot see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You will not be allowed to. Only Aloy Ejibako, his counsel, his legal representative, have the right to see him. And this is why I want to educate you this evening. Now, you think that a legal practitioner will risk his license, that Aloy Ejibako will risk being struck off the roll to go and lie against his client. It is not done. I think Barrister Ejibako have everything to lose for him to come and say Nnamdi Kanu said when Nnamdi Kanu did not say. Do you ever ask yourself that question? How old is Barrister Ejibako? How long has he been practicing? And you think he would just compromise everything he have achieved all his life as a lawyer, going on social media, entertaining interview just to lie against his client, the client that is still alive, the client that will still come out tomorrow to confirm or contradict that which he has said? I don't understand. Our leaders said our people are lame and docile. Our people are lame and docile. How do we reason, Biafrans? How do we reason? I don't know. How do we really reason? This is common sense. This is common sense, irrespective of what, it's easy to say, Aloy Ejimako is lying. Don't mind him. Don't mind him. But Aloy Ejimako is not a fly-by-night attorney. He's not a yesterday counsel. That man has been practicing for God knows how long. And suddenly, he will just come out and conduct an interview that the whole world is listening. An interview that will be documented. An interview that is recorded, only to come and lie against his client. Unbelievable. I will take a quick break, and of course, I will return because I want to take you through shortly, on few, standard procedure you need to understand when it comes to client and his, lawyer's relationship. It is very, very important that you understand that somebody's lawyer is like his brother and sister, as long as that legal relationship exists. Until your case is finished, until you come out from jail. But as long as you are still incarcerated, as long as you are still attending your legal cases, your lawyer is the only person you can talk to. Your lawyer is the only person you can instruct, and he will take instruction from you and pass it to the other person. It's just the way it is. You cannot change that, Biafrans. Sometimes the whole world is laughing at us. Do you know that? The world is laughing at us because we are behaving like people who don't understand. The world is laughing at us, Biafrans. How can a lawyer? It is only in Biafra land that I'm seeing this. Because all over the world, you will see a lawyer. He will come and say, I'm representing this person, that person. It is the wish of my client, blah, 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 blah. The client will be sitting next to him in court, and the client will not say a word. But the lawyer will be saying on behalf of his client, and whatever he said will be accepted. Now, as lawyers, when we go to court, this is what we do. They will call up the case, and they will read the charges. They will say, okay, this person has been, arrested because of Section 49 in terms of the Immigration Act, because he entered South Africa without a permit and he is illegal in South Africa. So after they've read the charges, the magistrate will ask the accused person, do you understand the charges? And he will say yes. Then they will ask him, how do you plead? Then the accused person will say, guilty, your worship. Immediately he said guilty. Then the lawyer will stand up. Now listen to this very, very carefully, and I want you to pay close attention. When the lawyer stands up, do you know what the lawyer will say? Your worship, I confirm my appearance on behalf of the accused person, and I confirm that the plea of guilty is in accordance with my instruction. Underline, instruction is in accordance with what? My instruction. As he's saying those things, that person is there, standing in court. He will not utter a word. It is his legal representative that is speaking on his behalf. I want you to understand the power a lawyer has, especially because when you are incarcerated, you don't have all your rights. Sometimes you decide to remain quiet so that you don't compromise yourself, so that you don't say something that will be used against you. Rather, you allow your lawyer to do things for you. So if we are reasoning, if we are so advanced as we claim, we will believe, and of course, we won't even doubt anything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, legal person, tells us. On this note, I want to take a quick break. And when I return, I'm going to go straight into the lecture that I have this evening. And of course, I will try to keep it minimal as possible because of our time. Please don't go.
Like you black man, freedom time. When I sing that kind of song, I want the story for me heroes day. Oh, Papa, where I you want to take out that one. Ariribola no me, Amracha yellow, Wabia Quagere, Lele Namuga Mola no one, but your debolo no go out, Odumo, Ariribola no me, Amracha yellow, Wabia Quagere, Jano, I say Jano, children, I say, that member when I sing in a song, them I say, me say, what type of freedom I say. Then remember when me hold that in a me body like Rasta man, I got into the time I say, heaven come down, that glory come fill up my soul, fill up my soul. Because when at my cross, my Savior, come make me whole, come make me whole.
Almighty Thou, as I'm living at the place, as I'm keeping at this place, praise of my life, as I'm living at the place, as I'm keeping at this place, giant creation, as I'm living at the place, as I'm keeping at this place, save my life, as I'm living at the place, as I'm keeping at this place.
Children, 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 he has done it again. Respect to the great lion. I will say, I'm the lion for freedom. Yeah, for the heroes there. We can't forget respect. Onibe. Oh, Papa, we're on you walk again, Ariribola no me, Amracha yellow, Lele, Lele na muga mola no one, Badala boro no wow, Udumo, Ariribola no me, Amracha yellow, I on the chada quagere, Kekero, Wadaquagere, Amada Hosso, Ariribola no me, Amalo, Amracha yellow, I say, just shackling all the bad things, yeah, and separate them from the good. For the day of harvest is near.
Almighty Thou, as I'm living at the place, as I'm keeping at this place, praise of my life, as I'm living at the place, as I'm keeping at this place, giant creation, as I'm living at the place, as I'm keeping at this place, save my life, as I'm living at the place, as I'm keeping at this place.
Thank God they is and they call them free. And that under me Babylon who never live to say the rising of the sun.
Almighty Thou, as I'm living at the place, as I'm keeping at this place, praise of my life, as I'm living at the place, as I'm keeping at this place, giant creation.
Trying to send a message to his people back in the ghetto. He had a home one time, love of a girl, but he left all that behind. Oh yes, I can hear it clearly. There's whispers in the air. His voice came out loud and clear. All he asked for
chance to walk away. Say, I'm still here in the house of blessing. For the love of the nation. I'm still here in the house of blessing. For the love of the nation. I'm still here in the house of blessing. For the love of the nation. Sun went down on the mountain, birds flew back to their high places, leaving standing there like a telephone pole. In the still of the night, you and I dreaming of Romeo and Juliet. All he dreams about is the freedom of the nation, where every man will be equal in the eyes of the Lord. As he closes his eyes for the last time, he said again, I'm still here in the house of blessing.
All right, welcome back once again. Of course, it is Biafra Radio. We are live, we are direct. Him, he is presiding over our affair. All right, because of our time, I'm going to rush quickly to, go through for you this evening, and it should be, our final one before we say good night. It is late night with Barrister Onuoha here on Biafra Radio. All right, what am I talking about this evening? I'm talking about the duties of a lawyer to his clients, the fiduciary duty of a lawyer, what he owes his client, the relationship that exists between a legal practitioner and his, a client. Very, very important, because this is why we are having this misunderstanding. Some people don't understand this relationship. This relationship between a legal practitioner and his client is very deep, deeper than than you can ever imagine. But then again, I don't blame people, because what you don't know. And out of ignorance, people are making mistakes in the way they are interpreting the whole affairs. Now, let's go straight to it because of our time. What is the duty of a lawyer to his clients? It's very simple: to follow instruction. If you want to summarize it in a nutshell, the duty of a lawyer, or the duty a lawyer owes his client, is to follow his instruction to the letter. Now, listen to this. Your lawyer should be able to listen to you and the instructions about what legal problems you have, and then carry out the instruction that are given. It's all about instruction, because your lawyer, your client is like your boss. The client is the boss of the lawyer. He tells the lawyer what to do. As soon as you agree and accept to handle a case of your client, automatically he becomes your boss. He instructs you and you do as he says. Every week, Aloy Jimako goes to the DSS to see Mazen Namdekano. He is only going there for one purpose. What is the purpose? To take instruction. Simple. Nothing more, nothing less. Because when he comes out, he will tell you, I went to visit Mazen Namdekano. These are the things he told me to tell you. That is just how it works. You cannot change it. You cannot change the narrative. It's as simple as that. And I'm saying this because I'm a lawyer. And you can ask your own brother or sister or family member who is a lawyer. Tell him this is what Ikechukwu says. If I'm wrong, they will tell you I'm wrong. But I know I am right. Oh yeah, I am damn right. because it is not me. It's just the way it is. Your lawyer should be able to listen to you and the instructions about what legal problem you have, and then carry out the instruction that are given. It is very important that you are very honest with your lawyer, as their advice will mainly depend on the information that you give them. The lawyers are like the carrier of message. What you put in is what you get out. That is why when a lawyer Jima talks about what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told him, he say it with all alacrity. He says it with all assurance, all boldness, because those are not his words, but the words of his client. And he is under instruction because he knows the consequence of lying against his client. He knows that if he dare say one thing, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not tell him. It's not just that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will sue him severely, but he will risk his license to practice as a lawyer for the rest of his life. Because the ethics of the legal practitioner is the most difficult, the most in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is corrupt, quite all right to understand. But when it comes to legal practitioner, they don't play around. You are careful what you do. Ethics is the crux of the matter. After listening to you, your lawyer should be able to give you the proper advice that you will need. And as much as sometimes it may be difficult for the lawyer to give you legal advice straight away, you will have to understand all that is at stake first. They have to do some extensive research and give you the advice that will be the right one to be able to pursue the right direction. When you are incarcerated, your best friend is your lawyer. Your mother, your brother, or sister is your lawyer, because this is the person that is the most closest person to you, the person that you tells everything. And I mean everything. Do you understand the relationship between a lawyer and his client? How deep it is? It is not a joke. Your lawyer must give you all the options that are available. And in most cases, it is advisable to take the advice your lawyer will give you, because it is normally, most likely, it is always the best option. However, the final decision is always yours. In as much as your lawyer will advise you, at the end of the day, the client is still the boss. The client decides what he wants to do. While your lawyer must act on your instruction, it is also legal procedure that they primarily follow your instruction, even where they do not agree. You see, even if a lawyer Jimako does not agree with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, even if a lawyer Jimako does not agree with whatever instruction our leader is giving to him, it is out of his hand. He cannot do anything about it. He just have to do it. It's just the way it is. Because who brings the check? Your client. Who is the boss? Your client. You cannot say, no, I will not do it. You dare not say that to your client. If you say that to your client, you are fired. It's as simple as that. Now, what are the duties of a lawyer? What duties does a lawyer owe to their client? Let's look at it. A fiduciary relationship creates many legal duties for the person in whom the trust has been placed. It is a relationship of trust. It is a relationship whereby trust is most important. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has to trust his lawyer. His lawyer has to trust him back. Do you understand why a lawyer will suffer when he breaks that trust, when he breaks that relationship? People don't understand that not in a million years will a legal practitioner comes on a social media and lie against his client. It is not done. It is not allowed. So what are those duties that I'm talking about? A lawyer has to act honestly and fairly in a client's best interest. Do you understand? He has to act fairly on his client's best interest. Very, very important. Act with due skill and diligence, reasonable promptness and courtesy. Maintain a client's confidences. Avoid conflict of interest. Communicate effectively and promptly with clients. Follow a client instruction. Your lawyer cannot make any decision without your instruction. He or she must carry out your instruction as promptly and efficiently as possible in accordance with the law. It's as simple as that. Now, let's look at this as well. Lawyers can only take action with their client consent. In other words, whatever you do as a lawyer, your client must have given you that permission. Your client must have consented to that in order for you to carry out that. It's as simple as that. When a lawyer is hired, client trusts that they will provide competent representation and accurate legal information. Client often trusts their lawyer's legal opinion and heed their lawyer's advice. Still, client should understand that the lawyer represents the client's goal and interest. Now look at this. The client is the boss. As a general rule, the client is the lawyer's boss. Did you hear that? Ultimately, the lawyer needs to obey the client instruction and objective, short of the client asking the lawyer to do something illegal. And of course, that is where, there is always a red tape, there is always a red line. As long as that instruction is legal, the lawyer must obey, the lawyer must follow it to the letter. All right, now look at this. I'm trying to rush through this because of the time. I would have loved to go extensively into it, but with the little time I have, I just want to summarize. When lawyers take action without consent, listen to this. When lawyers take action without consent of their client, there is consequence. Lawyers who act without their client consent are committing legal malpractice. Did you hear that? Lawyers who act without their client's consent are committing legal malpractice. Client expressly retain the right to consent to settlements, agree to plea deals, waive criminal jury trials, and testify in court. Lawyers cannot decide these matters. On the other hand, lawyers are often given freedom in terms of how to accomplish a client's legal objective. So, in other words, when you go and say what your client did not tell you, automatically what you are committing is called legal malpractice. First of all, you're going to lose your license. It's as simple as that. Your client is going to sue you civilly. And I'm talking big money here. Do you understand what Ejimako have to lose when he goes and lie against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And you think he will just end his career for what one? For what one? To go on record, to go on social media, to go on the news medias and entertain media conferences just to lie against his client. I think we need to really use our brain. We need to use our conscience when we, deal with some certain matter. There are things that on the face value as a human, you will look at it and say, you know what, this is not possible. It's very simple. You don't even need somebody to tell you whether Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told him or he did not tell him. No, by looking at it on the face value, you will make your own call. All right. Now let's listen to this. Your lawyer may think that they know better than you, or that you cannot understand the full extent of your legal situation, regardless of the reason. When your lawyer goes against your wishes, listen to this. When your lawyer goes against your wishes, it can constitute legal malpractice. I want to repeat this. This is very interesting. When your lawyer goes against your wishes, it can constitute a legal malpractice. So are you telling me now that what Barrister Ejimako have done is amounts to committing illegal malpractice? Is that what you're telling me? that whatever it is that he have done so far is lying against his client, going against the wishes of his client, thereby committing illegal malpractice. And of course, having practiced all these years, he knows the consequences of breaking the legal ethics, or rather the code of ethics of legal practitioners. It's not a kid. This is he's an elderly man. Ejimako is it's not a small boy. You know, he knows better. Well, I guess I've actually educated our people this evening with just a little bit in a nutshell because of time. The reason why you should not doubt a legal practitioner, because trust me when I tell you, they know better than you in terms of the law, in terms of their profession. I'm not talking generally because you might know better than me too, but I'm talking when it comes to the legal practitioner, I know better than you because it is my profession. And we know the things we're allowed to do and the things we cannot even try in a million years. And of course, I believe that we should put this matter to rest and, of course, obey our leader's command, obey the last order from the highest command of this family. And of course, we know that sit at home is a thing of the past. But whoever wants to continue with sit at home, it's very simple. Go ahead, but do it on your own name. Do not mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name because he is not a part of Sit at Home and will never be a part of it. All right, therefore, Biafrans, I want to thank you all, of course, because of the time this evening. This is where we are going to leave it. And I want to thank and the finance team for coming through this evening and making this night what it is. Thank you for joining me as it is late night and we will be coming at you as soon as possible. Thank you very much, Biafra. God bless Biafra. God bless everyone. Continue to keep up with we will finally rejoin us. For me, for this, goodbye. We are Biafrans. We are Biafrans. We are Biafrans. We are Biafrans. We shall complete. We shall complete the grace of the Lord. We shall complete. 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 We shall